welcome back to Talking with Clyde. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos and for all your support, because there's no way I would have grown this much without you. Thank you. So today, I will be talking about the best classes I ever had while working in China. And unlike my last video that just showed pictures, this video actually had pictures of my classes because I always like to promote positivity. My favorite classes were the classes that were nearly always made me happy before I walked in the room. And there were two classes that were mostly made of teenagers, and the other one was kids that roughly 5 and 7 years old that did just that. First, I will go over my very first advanced class I ever had, and they were perhaps my favorite class I ever taught in my life. They would talk and try to listen to me, and during the 2 hours of classes, which is huge, they had just the right amount of silliness to them to make the class interesting. And what really made it nice is they knew how to pull back when they were getting very silly without me saying anything. And they would work and study hard and normally do so well on all their tests, assignments. And now let me introduce you to some of these kids. This young man here is Jason. He had some of the best penmanship I've ever seen from anyone. He normally answered all my questions I would give him with, maybe. But however, he was a very fun student, always a delight to have around. Her name is Jessie. She was the oldest student in the class, and she probably said to me many times that I was the craziest person ever. She told me once, which really touched my heart, when she was my student, she does not feel invisible. Because normally, she would feel invisible in class and sometimes even with her parents, but with me, she feels like she's noticed, and that really made me feel so really happy. And another student is Summer. Summer was my youngest student in this class, and I believe in her I saw the most growth in her ability. Now, another student is Tina. Tina, out of everyone I had in this class, I had her the longest out of everyone. She would always tell me how homework was so evil. And she would always say that I was evil because I would give homework. Tina. However, I learned from her mom that she always spoke really highly of me and would always do my homework first, despite she always telling me, I will not do your homework, teacher. And lastly, this young man is Nemo. Nemo was truly gifted in English. He would normally catch on faster than anyone in the class. Sadly, he was not in the ceremony in the last class, even though that was a bummer. Still, one thing I can always say is, like everyone else, I will always remember him, along with everyone in the class, very fondly, because like I said earlier, I truly feel that this was my favorite class I ever had. So when this class was finished and they were no longer my students, I really did not have any classes that could even come close to matching that class. However, after about, I think, 6 to 8 months, I had one class that came very close to the class I mentioned earlier. Now, these were mostly younger teenagers, about preteens, 12 to 13, 14. But this class had very strong English language potential, and they were also willing to do several activities, and we could make the class fun, which is not always easy to find, especially with younger teenagers. Before I finished my contract, I only had a few of these kids left in these classes because the parents thought their English was good enough, so they really didn't need the courses we offer anymore. However, these are who I had left, and they were just so wonderful to be around. And the best compliment I think I ever received, especially with this class, is that one of my co-teachers really did not like teaching this level. However, one time she was doing a makeup class with 2 of my students, and she told me something that I never thought she would say. She told me, Clyde, even though I do not like teaching this level, your kids are so much fun that I actually wanted to actually become teaching younger teenagers, which really warmed my heart to hear that because it just made me so proud of my kids. The other class that made me very happy, the younger kids, that 5 to 7, they were very, very strong for that level and their age. These kids were very loving towards me and my co-teacher and everyone that was involved with them. We really enjoyed teaching and being around these kids, and we could push them harder than most of the kids at any level because they had incredible ability and they really took to it so well. They could do many English speaking activities. They could read very, very well that sometimes we had to kind of push harder than the level that was recommended for them because they were just that good. And this led to fantastic open doors when parents would come to see a class, and and open doors ended up being a blast even with the parents there. And teaching these kids was just such a great joy, and it was so cute at the end of each class to get hugs from so many of my students. Thank you once again for watching Talking with Clyde. And this was about my favorite classes and some of the things that led to these classes being my favorite out of all the classes I ever taught. I can't thank everyone that supports me enough in any way that you do, whether it's supporting me on Patreon or just watching my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please check out my other social media platforms. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.